Thank you very much, Julian. Our next presenter is from my school, the School of Social Sciences and Psychology, Dr. Michael Salter. And if we don't need any more reminding about the willingness of our researchers to tackle the hard subjects, Michael's topic is organised child sexual abuse, prevention, detection and treatment. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Phil. Good afternoon, everyone. I am a criminologist. I specialise in the study of organised child sexual abuse. So organised abuse refers to the sexual abuse of one or more children by multiple offenders who are acting in concert together. This is not an area of work that I talk about with everyone all the time. It's quite traumatic and difficult work, and I think a lot of people don't really understand why I've spent 10 years writing 2 books and many papers and articles on the subject of child sexual exploitation. But what I've found is the people that do understand my research are policymakers and practitioners, and they have very much become my partners in the fight against organised abuse. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. For a lot of us, it's simply unthinkable that groups of adults would come together to sexually abuse children. But up to 1 in 5 children and women in treatment for sexual abuse are describing organised abuse. Surveys find that 1/3 of therapists and counsellors have encountered a case of organised abuse, and 40% of child protection teams are aware of a case of organised abuse in their local area. And yet still, the majority of child victims of organised abuse are not detected or protected in childhood. And adult survivors have suicide rates several thousand times the national average. At a conservative estimate, we have about 50,000 adult survivors of organised abuse in Australia. And if we don't do something about it, then that number is going to grow, because we know that child sex offenders are collaborating and increasingly networking online. So the aim of my research is to change what I think we can agree is a pretty grim picture. My research aims to improve our understanding of organised abuse and to build a better response to victimised children and adult survivors. In my research, I've interviewed 40 adult survivors of organised abuse and 20 mental health professionals who specialise in their care. And I've recently been awarded $180,000 to expand this research. But the information that I've already gathered is being used nationally and internationally by policymakers, by therapists and by police to improve their response to organised abuse. In 2016, I was appointed as an expert advisor to the Royal Commission into Institutional Responses to Child Sexual Abuse, where I provided advice to the commissioners on the prevention of child sexual abuse and the needs of victims. So my research is directly informing the recommendations of the Royal Commission, which will provide a blueprint for social policy and law reform in Australia well into the future. I'm part of the development of a global response to organised abuse. In 2015, I was appointed to the Scientific Advisory Committee of the International Society for the Study of Trauma and Dissociation, where I was elected to chair their special interest group on organised abuse. So in this role, I provide advice and online training to clinicians about the health and the safety needs of their organised abuse clients. So my research has been integral to legitimising organised abuse as a legitimate mental health issue on the global stage. This year, I've provided training on organised abuse to over 400 police, child protection workers and FBI agents in North America. I've worked with an international partner to rewrite their law enforcement guidelines on the policing of child pornography. And in November, I will be delivering more training to the Interpol Special Expert Meeting on Sexual Offences against Minors in France. So because of my research, police are developing an expanded understanding of the context of child sexual exploitation, and they are gaining new skills in identifying and working with victims. I take public engagement very seriously. I'm a regular commentator on child abuse for the print and the mass media. Just this month, in fact, I had opinion pieces in The Guardian and in the Weekend Australian on the complexities of abuse and trauma. I have 5,000 followers on Twitter, so you're welcome to follow me. And my articles on sexual abuse for The Conversation have been read by over 120,000 people. I keep a website on organised abuse, and this is the website here. And I think over the last 5 years, I've seen a shift in media coverage of organised abuse. I feel that journalists are taking this more seriously, and I hope that my work has played some role there. When I am speaking publicly about organised abuse, I am trying to reach out to people who don't understand it, but I am also trying to connect with the people who do, and those are the survivors. And I want to send them the message that people are listening and we are acting. And every week, a survivor emails me out of the blue just to tell me how meaningful it is that finally their experiences are being validated and heard. This is difficult work, and it is that contact with survivors that keeps me going. And it is my hope that my research will continue to empower survivors all around the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
My question to you is what I would also give to the police and the child protection people who work in this area. I'm interested in how you personally deal with the traumas of working in such an ugly area.
Yeah, it's a very good question. So the management of vicarious trauma is a major challenge in this space, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't work in this space. As far as the needs of professionals are concerned, particularly police, there is a real need for trauma-informed policing. They don't receive enough support, particularly in spaces like child pornography. They get, I think, one mandated visit to a psychiatrist. I don't have to see a psychiatrist, which is great, but I do have external clinical supervision by a clinical psychologist every month or 6 weeks. It's just a chance to touch base and to debrief about what's coming up in my work. And it's also just making sure that my work's being conducted ethically and that the impact of the work on me is not compromising the ethical conduct of the research.